Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to GRM Toppers classes. This is Gajula Ravinder, faculty in mathematics. Dear friends, in the last sessions, we have discussed about angle, measurement of angles, and definitions of trigonometric ratios and their relations and identities, as well as some properties of these trigonometric ratios also, dear friends. Now, in this session, I am interested to discuss the trigonometric ratios of some acute angles along with the angles along the coordinate axis, means like 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, and also 360 degrees. Dear friends, here acute angles are nothing but 30 degrees. That means in this case, I am interested to discuss 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, which are less than 90 degrees, but more than 0 degrees. Okay, friends, as we know that when theta is acute, can be taken as one right angle triangle. And trigonometric ratios will be defined in terms of sides of that right angle triangle. Therefore, dear friends, I have taken one equilateral triangle like this, one vertex at the origin. Okay. And so one side perpendicular to the x-axis in this manner. Then what happens? This x-axis will divide, will bisect angle at the origin. So that this will be 30 degrees, this will be 30 degrees. And because this is perpendicular to the x-axis, so this is 90 degrees, hence this will be 60 degrees. So anyway, because this is an equilateral triangle, this will be the construction where this is 0 degrees, this is 60 degrees, and this is 90 degrees. Okay, friends. Now when R is one side of that equilateral triangle, when R is one side of that equilateral triangle, of course, this total side will be also R, but here this x-axis is bisecting, so that this can be taken as R by 2. Because x-axis is bisecting this side PQ, so this half of the side can be taken as R by 2. So when this is R by 2 and this is R, from the Pythagoras theorem on a right angle triangle, so this side can be taken as root over R square minus R by 2 square. Root over R square minus R by 2 square. So that this side become root 3 R by 2. This side become root 3 R by 2. Now, sides of this right angle triangle, sides of this right angle triangle can be taken as R. Of course, this is hypotenuse. Two sides are root 3 R by 2 and R by 2. What will be taken this sine 30 degrees, Nana? So sine 30 degrees can be taken as opposite side by hypotenuse. That is R by 2 by R. Like that, sine 30 will be 1 by 2. Whereas cos 30 will be adjacent side by hypotenuse. Can be taken as root 3 R by 2 by R. Will be root 3 by 2. Like the tan 30 will be opposite side by adjacent side. R by 2 by root 3 R by 2. So cancelling R by 2, it will be 1 by root 3. So like that, dear friends, in this triangle, from this triangle, right? So you can find all the ratios of 30 degrees in terms of sides of this right angle triangle with the hypotenuse. Okay, of course, I have listed all the ratios as we already discussed in the last session about the trigonometric ratios of acute angles. So you can take the ratios, all the ratios, 6 ratios of this 30 degrees in terms of this sides of the right angle triangle along with the hypotenuse. Now, dear friends, also you can take all the ratios of the 60 degrees from this triangle itself, where this is the opposite side to 60 degrees and this is the adjacent side to 60 degrees. Whereas this is the adjacent side to 30 degrees and this is the opposite side to 30 degrees. From this, you can find both 30 degrees, that means ratios of 30 degrees and 60 degrees from this triangle itself. Otherwise, I have taken some other triangle, which is an equilateral triangle in this manner, OPQ, so that this angle, this triangle will be, that means taking one perpendicular to the x-axis. So this triangle can be taken as one right angle triangle in which one angle is 60 degrees in the standard position. So because this is R and this is R by 2, this will be root 3 R by 2. So that this side will be also root 3 R by 2. So from here, you can find all the ratios of 60 degrees. So sine 60 equal to opposite side by hypotenuse, root 3 R by 2 by R. Root 3 R by 2 by R become what? Root 3 by 2. Cos 60 degrees is adjacent side by hypotenuse, R by 2 by R, means 1 by 2. Whereas tan 60 degrees can be taken as root 3 R by 2 by R by 2, become root 3. Even from here also, tan 60 degrees can be taken as opposite side by adjacent side, root 3 R by 2 by R by 2. Therefore, so either from this triangle or from this triangle, you can take the ratios of all the ratios of 60 degrees. Hence, the trigonometric ratios of 30 and 60 degrees can be defined from this diagram, my dear friends. And all the ratios have been furnished in one tabular form that you can see. But the reasons from these two triangles, reasons from, I have taken one equilateral triangle which is symmetrical about this x-axis. Which is symmetrical about this x-axis, so that this side will be bisected. Hence, so this will be 30 degrees, this will be 60 degrees, this will be R by 2, this is R, so that this side can be taken as root 3 by 2. So in this way, you can find the ratios of both 60 degrees as well as 30 degrees from these two diagrams. Only from this one, otherwise, if you want, you can use this diagram for 60 degrees. No issue. But whereas for 45 degrees, dear friends, you have to take one triangle like this, where this is 45 degrees. And when this is the terminal ray of 45 degrees, this perpendicular will also, make 45 degrees with this OP. So this is the construction for, an isosceles right angle triangle, where hypotenuse is R, so that sides will be taken as R by 2, R by root 2, R by root. Why? Because when sides are R by root 2 and R by root 2, hypotenuse will be root 2 times of the sides, so that it will be R. Anyway, this is an isosceles right angle triangle of hypotenuse R and sides R by root 2, in which two acute angles will be 45 degrees and 45 degrees. Got the point here? Now, from this you can take all the ratios, like sine 45 equal to opposite side by hypotenuse, R by root 2 by R is 1 by root 2. Whereas cos 45 is also 1 by root 2 by R by root 2 by R is 1 by root 2. Like the tan 45 is opposite side by adjacent side, where both are equal. So will be 1, because ratio of equal sides will be 1. So like that, remaining ratios as the reciprocals of sine, cos, tan can be taken from this one. Therefore, this is the diagram for 45 degrees. And dear friends, from this diagram, you can find the ratios of 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and 270 degrees. Taking the points on the axis at the distance r from the origin. Taking the points at the distance r from the origin. Why? Because according to the definitions of trigonometric ratios, we should consider one point at the distance r on the terminal ray of that particular angle. That means if you want to define the ratios of 0 degrees, you have to consider one point at the distance r, on the terminal ray of 0. Similarly, on the terminal ray of 90 degrees, consider one point at the distance r from the origin. So like that, points on these axes at the distance r can be taken like this. So on positive x-axis, that point is r comma 0. At the distance r from the origin, point is r comma 0. So for this one, if you go for sine, cos, tan, cot, all this according to the definitions. So sine 0 degrees can be taken as y coordinate by r. Y coordinate is 0, so that it will be 0. Whereas cos is x coordinate by r by r. So r by r is 1, so that cos 0 is 1. Whereas tan 0 is sine 0 by cos 0, otherwise y by x. Y by x is 0 by r, means 0. Therefore, sine 0 is 0, cos 0 is 1, tan 0 is 0. Therefore, coming to the reciprocals, because sine 0 is 0, cosecant 0 is undefined. Because tan 0 is 0, cot 0 is undefined. And because cos 0 is 1, secant 0 is also 1. Reciprocal of 1 is 1. So like that, you can define all the ratios of 0 degrees from this point on x-axis at the distance r. Similarly, dear friends, to define the ratios of 90 degrees, consider one point r at the distance. Consider one point q at the distance r from the origin. Then define all the trigonometric ratios according to the definitions. So those ratios sometimes may be undefined, getting 0 in the denominator. Sometimes ratios will be defined. So because we know very well about the definitions of trigonometric ratios, and from this diagram itself, you can clearly watch this diagram and define all the ratios. See, for example, I want to tan 90 degrees. What is tan theta generally? Tan theta is y by x. But here for 90 degrees, y by x is r by 0. R by 0 is undefined. Therefore, tan 90 degrees is undefined. Whereas cot 90 degrees is x by y. Here x is 0, y is r. So 0 by r will be what? 0 only. So cot 90 degrees is 0, whereas tan 90 degrees is undefined. Therefore, dear friends, this is the diagram for the trigonometric ratios of angles like 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, and 360 degrees will be also same as 0 degrees. Because terminal rays of 0 degrees and 360 degrees will be along the same direction. Therefore, the ratios of 0 degrees and ratios of 360 degrees will be same, my dear friends. So this is the diagram for the terminal rays along the coordinate axis, and the ratios of trigonometric ratios of angles along the coordinate axis will be defined from this diagram. And dear friends, so from all these 4 diagrams, so I have furnished one tabular form for 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees. Of course, even in radians also. 0 radians, pi by 6, pi by 4, pi by 3, pi by 2, pi. Why? Because 30 degrees is pi by 6. Why? Because pi is 180 degrees. 180 by 6 is 30 degrees. So like that, So angles in both degrees and radians have been taken horizontally, whereas the ratios, when this is theta, here sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, cot theta, so sec theta and cosec theta have been taken vertically. Now, for one particular angle, so that particular ratio has been taken in the intersection column. See, for cos 60 degrees is 1 by 2, whereas cos 90 is 0. Like that, for example, tan 45 degrees is 1. So here UD is nothing but undefined. UD is nothing but undefined. UD is for undefined here, right? See, for example, sine 270. Sine 270 is minus 1. So why it is minus 1, dear friends? So for 270 degrees, you can see y coordinate is minus r divided by r. Minus r by r will be minus 1, because on the negative y-axis, point at the distance r from the origin will be taken as minus r by r, so that it is minus 1. So like that, sine, see here, sine 270 degrees. Okay, here sine 270 degrees will be taken as minus 1 here. So like this, friends, you have trigonometric values of these angles for all the ratios, sine, cos, tan, cot, and secant, so that you can note down from this tabular form. Okay, so here UD means undefined. UD means undefined. So here, dear friends, sometimes we will say infinity also. But here undefined is different from infinity. Infinity is the case dealing with limits only. But here, better to say UD only. So what is the tendency of limit of one ratio will be discussed clearly in the chapter limits only. But here, better not to say infinity, but you can say undefined. Because, see, for example, I'll tell you, this is UD. What is that? Tan 270 degrees is undefined. Otherwise, tan 290 degrees is undefined. Then how do we say tan 90 degrees is infinity, sir? Sometimes we have seen, somewhere we have seen a tan 90 degrees is infinity. So that is not correct. No? So that is limit theta tends to 90 degrees, tan theta is infinite. Limit theta tends to 90 degrees, tan theta is infinite. But strictly, tan 90 degrees is undefined. So that is the difference you can see from infinity and undefined. Okay. So when we deal with the chapter limits, so we will be more clear about tan 90 and limit theta tends to 90, tan theta. These two are little different, so that we can discuss in the chapter limits. Okay. So here, dear friends, from the above diagrams, I have furnished all the ratios of trigonometric ratios of angles 0, 30, 45, 60, 90, 180 and 270. So this tabular form will help you, but you have to once go through the values very clearly and memorize, because every time we may not go for the diagram and deal. But here, once we know the values of sine, cos and tan, so the reciprocals can be taken very easily, because cosecant theta is the reciprocal of sine theta, secant theta is the reciprocal of cos theta, and cot theta is the reciprocal of tan theta. Like that, knowing the values of sine, cos, tan for these angles, memorizing these values, you will definitely remember the values for secant, cosecant and cot. And of course, in practice, definitely you will get all these values, because most of the times we will use the trigonometric ratios of these angles. So will come in memory, but better you memorize as soon as possible. Okay, friends. So see, look at these values and get as early as possible. Okay. Now, dear friends, now let us go for the trigonometric ratios of allied angles. Allied angles means angles added by multiples of 90 degrees. That means here, just you can see this 90 degrees minus theta, whatever theta is, when it is added or subtracted by 90 degrees, it is called multiples of 90 degrees. It is called an alloyed angle. Okay. So most generally, so this theta taking acute, I have added by multiples of theta here. That means when theta is acute, 90 degrees minus theta, 90 degrees plus theta, 90 degrees, 180 degrees minus theta, 180 degrees plus theta. So like that, angles are said to be allied angles. Now let us see what are the trigonometric ratios of these allied angles. Okay. But here this theta need not be acute. The same results can be taken even for not acute or not obtuse angles. For any angle theta, you can take the same result as 90 minus theta where theta is acute. So even theta is not acute, you can go with the same results. But here I have considered theta as acute angle in this manner. Then I have defined 90 minus theta, 90 plus theta, 180 minus theta in this diagram. Then how do we define 90 minus theta, sir? Just let us see. So when this is theta and this is the point x comma y at the distance r from the origin. So when this is theta and this is the point x comma y at the distance r from the origin. Okay. Now, the angle 90 minus theta will be taken in this manner. This is the terminal ray of 90 minus theta. How do you say, sir? So because this is the angle 90 degrees, taking theta in clockwise direction will be added by minus theta. This is the direction of minus. Angle in clockwise direction will be taken by minus sign, whereas angle in counterclockwise direction will be taken by plus. That means addition in counterclockwise direction will be taken by plus, whereas addition in clockwise direction will be taken by minus. Now I am taking theta in clockwise direction. So taking same amount of angle theta in clockwise direction, the terminal ray will be taken as 90 minus theta. Why? Because this is 90 and theta in clockwise is added to 90. So that this is the terminal ray of minus theta. Whereas this is the angle added by theta in counterclockwise direction. This is the angle theta added in counterclockwise direction. So that this is the terminal ray of 90 plus theta. And dear friends, this is the terminal ray of 180 degrees. So when this is the terminal ray of 180 degrees, so added by theta in clockwise direction, so will give you angle 180 minus theta. So like that you can define angle 90 minus theta, angle 90 plus theta, angle 180 minus theta. So with these terminal ratios, the terminal rays. Now here, when this is the point x comma y on the terminal ray of theta, so and the point at the same distance r on the terminal ray of 90 minus theta will be taken as y comma x. Here x comma y are positive in first quadrant. So this 90 minus theta also lies in first quadrant, but coordinates will be interchanged. Why, sir? So for this point, distance from x-axis will be same as the distance of this point from y-axis, because this distance is equal to this distance. So coordinate distance from x-axis y coordinate, whereas distance from y-axis x coordinate. Now here this is the distance from x-axis. So that will be same as distance from y-axis to this point. That's why for these 2 points, coordinates will be interchanged, my dear friends. For these 2 points, coordinates will be interchanged. So that when this is x comma y, so this point can be taken as y comma x. Okay. So let it be. So first let us describe the coordinates of points at the distance r on every terminal ray. Then I will come to the trigonometric ratio of that particular angle. Yeah. So this point become y comma x. And coming here for this point, so will be same as at the same distance from y-axis. So this distance will be same as this one. So that only, sign of x coordinate will change. Y coordinate remains same because this horizontal, this segment will be horizontal. So because this height will be same as this height. Because of symmetry about this y-axis. When this is theta, this is theta. So this distance will be equal to this distance. So that this become horizontal. So when this is horizontal, so y coordinate will be same. That is x here, x here. But x coordinate will differ by sign. When this is plus y, here x coordinate become minus y. So that you will get the coordinates of point at the distance r on the terminal ray. This one, so will be minus y comma x. In the same way, coordinates of this point will be taken as the coordinates of this point, but changing the sign of x coordinate. Why? Because y coordinate will be same on the horizontal line. So same as this one. Why? Because this distance will be equal to this distance. Why, sir? So this is making same angle theta and this is also making same angle theta. Otherwise, these two are inclined at the same angle about this y-axis. Anyway, from the symmetry about y-axis, about the symmetry about y-axis. So when this is the point x comma y, so this point will be minus x comma y, my dear friends. When this is the point y comma x, so this point will be minus y comma x. Got the point? Now from this diagram, you can write the ratios of first 90 minus theta. So what will be sine of 90 minus theta? It's y coordinate by r, means x by r. Sine of 90 minus theta. So y coordinate of that corresponding point. What is the corresponding point here? X. X by r. Sine of 90 minus theta is x by r. But what is that x by r for theta? X by r for theta is cos theta. Therefore, sine of 90 minus theta is cos theta here. Then what is cos of 90 minus theta? Here cos of 90 minus theta is y by r, because x coordinate is y. According to the definition, what is cos theta then? According to the definition, cos theta is x by r. So when this is x by r, what you can take? X coordinate is y by r. X coordinate is y by r. Y by r is cos of 90 minus theta. But what is that for theta? Y by r here, no? So that y by r will be sin theta for this one. Like that, sin of cos of 90 minus theta is sin theta, whereas sin of 90 minus theta will be cos theta. The same way, tan of 90 minus theta will be cot theta. Why? Because here tan of 90 minus theta is y coordinate by x coordinate. That means x by y here. X by y. Y coordinate here it is x. Here x coordinate is y. So that tan of 90 minus theta is x by y, which is cot theta for theta here, which is cot theta. X by y will be cot theta. So like that, ratios of sin that means 90 minus theta can be defined in terms of theta. Similarly, sin of 90 plus theta is wanted. What is sin of 90 plus theta? It's y coordinate by r. What is the y coordinate here? X. X by r will be taken. So when this is x by r, but what is x by r for theta? X by r for theta is cos theta. Therefore, sin of 90 plus theta is cos theta. But what is cos of 90 plus theta? Cos of 90 plus theta is minus y by r. Why? Because here x coordinate is minus y. When x coordinate is minus y, cos of 90 plus theta is minus y by r. Separating minus, this y by r will be sin theta here. Y by r will be sin theta. Therefore, cos of 90 plus theta is minus sin theta. Okay. Similarly, for example, tan of 90 plus theta is required. Tan of 90 plus theta is y coordinate by x coordinate. What is y coordinate here? X by minus y. So x by minus y is minus of x by y. But what is x by y for theta? Cot theta. Therefore, it is minus cot theta. Tan of 90 plus theta is minus cot theta, my dear friends. So like this, for every angle, for every alloyed angle, even for 180 minus, see what is tan of 180 minus theta? Tan of 180 minus theta is its y coordinate by x coordinate, means y by minus x. Y by minus x is what? Minus of y by x. Minus of y by x is what? Minus of tan theta, because y by x for theta is tan theta. So that tan of 180 minus theta is minus tan theta. So with this understanding, this from this diagram, this is the reason why allied angles will be changing accordingly, will be defined from this diagram. So also for the angles, what do you say? Minus theta. When that means theta is taken in the first quadrant, so minus theta will be taken like this. This is the angle for minus theta. Otherwise, 360 minus theta also can be taken. 360 minus theta and minus theta will be same as that. So here this is 180 plus theta. So in counterclockwise direction, taking theta added in counterclockwise direction, adding theta, terminal ray will be taken as 180 plus theta. This is the terminal ray of 270 minus theta. This is the terminal ray of 270 plus theta. So this is the terminal ray of either minus theta or 360 minus theta. Because 360 is one complete rotation, you can just ignore and can be taken as minus theta only. You can deny that 360 degrees. So from this diagram, you can define the ratios of any allied angle like 180 plus theta, 270 minus theta, 270 plus theta, and 360 minus theta, as we have defined in the previous diagram. Suppose you want tan of 270 plus theta. Just for example, tan of 270 plus theta is what? According to the definition, it's y coordinate by r. What is the y coordinate here? Minus x by r. But what is minus x by r? Minus of x by r. What is x by r? Sorry, here tan, no? Tan of 270 plus theta is minus its y coordinate by x coordinate. What is the y coordinate here? Minus x by y. So minus x by y. So what is minus x by y? Minus of x by y. That x by y for theta is cot theta. Therefore, tan of 270 plus theta will be minus cot theta. Why? Because according to the definition, tan is y coordinate by x coordinate. Tan is y coordinate by x coordinate, which is minus x by y, which is minus of x by y. So that x by y is cot theta, hence minus cot theta comes out. So the tan of 270 plus theta is minus cot theta, my dear friends. So like that, you can define the ratios of all the allied angles like this. Not only this one, even after one complete rotation, of course, after one complete rotation, so you can go for the terminal ray in the same manner. So you can define the trigonometric ratios of any allied angle. And all these results, studying every, that means studying the ratios of every allied angle, that is 90 plus theta, 90 minus theta, 180 minus theta, 180 plus theta, 270 minus theta, 270 plus theta, 360 minus theta will be same as minus theta, 360 plus theta will be same as theta. Hence, trigonometric ratio of any ratio of 360 plus theta will be simply the same ratio. That means sin of 360 plus theta will be sin theta only. Cos of 360 plus theta will be cos theta only, because any number of complete rotations can be simply ignored, can be denied, and you can write the final, that means only theta. So all these results have been furnished in this tabular form, dear friends. Now you can see, okay, you can see the trigonometric ratios of allied angles in this manner. Okay, and these are the ratios. Okay, so these are the ratios, and these are the angles, allied angles. Now the results from the above diagrams, from the above allied angles are furnished in this manner. So you have to memorize all these results, but you need not worry. So all these will come in mind with your practice on exercise. Okay, friends. So those results which we have discussed now have been furnished in this tabular form. So accordingly, you can memorize. Okay. So like this, you can define the trigonometric ratios of allied angles. Now coming to trigonometric ratios of this particularly 45 degrees, 135 degrees, 225 degrees, and 315 degrees. So dear friends, sometimes you need to write those values as soon as possible. So in that case, so I thought that these results will help you. So in view of that, those values can be easily memorized. Those values can be easily memorized. I have taken these diagrams to say the values of trigonometric ratios of these angles. Dear friends, this 45 degrees will be the midway of first quadrant. That means bisector of first quadrant. And 135 degrees will be bisector of second quadrant. 225 degrees will be bisector of third quadrant. And 315 degrees will be bisector of fourth quadrant, bisector, otherwise midways. And those angles in radians also have been taken. So this 45 degrees will be equal to pi by 4, and 135 degrees will be equal to 3 pi by 4, and 225 degrees is equal to 5 pi by 4, 315 degrees equal to 7 pi by 4. Therefore, these angles in radians can be taken as pi by 4, 3 pi by 4, 5 pi by 4, and 7 pi by 4. Whereas in degrees, 45, 135, 225, and 315, adding just 90, 45 plus 90, 135 plus 90, 225 plus 90. So like that, go on adding 90 degrees in counterclockwise direction, you will get the terminal rays. Of course, I'll come to this picture afterwards. Otherwise, here itself you can say, when this is 45 degrees in counterclockwise, this will be minus 45 degrees. This is the terminal ray of minus 45. So measuring in clockwise direction, this is minus 45 degrees, minus 135 degrees, minus 225 degrees, minus 315 degrees. Whereas in radians, minus pi by 4, minus 3 pi by 4, minus 5 pi by 4, minus 7 pi by 4. So for all these, either it is in clockwise direction or it is in anti-clockwise direction, you need not worry about the angle, but one thing you must remember, whether it is middle of quadrant or not. So when it is middle of quadrant, so you can easily write the values of trigonometric ratios. Okay, friends, now here, so at all these middles of quadrants, at all these middles of quadrants, the absolute values of trigonometric ratios will be defined, will be taken like this. So sine and cos will be always 1 by root 2. Absolute values only I am speaking. That means sine will be taken. Sine means symbol. Either plus or minus will be taken according to the quadrant. That means, for example, sine in third quadrant will be taken by minus. Cos in second quadrant will be taken by minus. And tan in third quadrant, in fourth quadrant will be taken by minus. So like that, because we know the angles in which quadrant. See where this 135 lies, where this 225 lies, where this 7 pi by 4 lies. Because you know very well about the position of these angles, you must remember that. Also in clockwise direction. So just forget about sine for a few seconds. Now just you think about the values. So for all these angles, sine and cos will be 1 by root 2 only. Sine and cos. Tan and cot will be 1 only. Absolute values I am speaking about. Tan and cot will be 1. Secant and cosecant will be root 2, my dear friends. That means, for example, tan 135. So this is 135. Tan is 1, but second quadrant minus. So minus 1 is tan 135. For example, secant 225. So 225 is middle of the third quadrant, where secant is negative. Value is root 2. So minus root 2. Secant 225 is minus root 2. For example, I want sine 315 degrees. So 315 is the middle of fourth quadrant. So that sine is negative. Sine negative and the sine 315 is 1 by root 2. So minus 1 by root 2. So like that, sine means plus or minus will be taken according to the quadrant, and values will be taken like this. For all these angles, sine and cos will be 1 by root 2. Tan and cot will be 1, whereas secant and cosecant will be root 2, my dear friends. Now, depending on the quadrant in which that angle lies, sine will be taken. See, for example, I want sine 225 degrees. Sine 225 degrees is minus 1 by root 2 because 225 is the middle of third quadrant, whereas sine 225 absolute value is 1 by root 2. So minus 1 by root 2 will be taken. Whereas tan 225 will be 1 because in third quadrant tan is positive. So and tan 225 is 1. So that tan 225 value is 1. So just you remember, dear friends. So tan will be same in these two directions. Tan will be same in these two directions. But here sine and cos will have opposite signs in these two directions. Okay, tan and cot. Of course, tan will be same in these two directions as well as in these two directions. So sine and cos will be of opposite signs. So if it is positive here, negative in this direction, right? Here sine is positive, here sine is negative. Here cos is negative, here cos is positive. Like that, sine and cos will have opposite signs, whereas tan and cot will have same sign. That means same sign along with the same value also. So now I think you got the point here to write the value. So in all these four directions or in all these four angles, sine and cos is 1 by root 2. Tan and cot are 1. So secant and cosecant are root 2. And sine will be taken according to the quadrant. Okay, friends. So even for this one also, only the difference is measuring in clockwise direction, but the terminal rays are same. Okay. So that means values of minus 7 pi by 4 are minus 315, plus pi by 4 are plus 45 will be same. So like that. So only this is the measuring in clockwise direction, whereas this is the measuring in anti-clockwise direction. And also these values have been furnished in this tabular form, dear friends. So for 45 degrees, 135 degrees, 225 degrees, and 315 degrees, so sine, cos, tan, cot ratios have been furnished here. That means taken here along with the sign. So see, in first quadrant all are positive. In second quadrant only sine and its reciprocal cosecant are positive, remaining are negative. Now you can see sine and cos are have same value. Tan and cot same value. Secant and cosecant same value. But only the difference will be in sine. Sine means plus or minus. So you can observe that and get the point here. Okay. So in first quadrant, every ratio is positive. Sine and cos are same. Tan and cot are same. Secant and cosecant are same. Everywhere. So 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2. You can see that sine is always 1 by root 2. Cos is always 1 by root 2. So that sine and cos are same value. 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2. Tan and cot will be same. 1, 1. So secant and cosecant will be same. Root 2, root 2. But that sign either plus or minus will be taken according to the quadrant. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. So like that you can go for. Okay, friends. So now you can see the ratios of course, I have already given this tabular form 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and 270 degrees. The beginning itself. So once again, I have taken a separate tabular form for this one. The trigonometric ratios of 0, 90, 180, and 270. Of course, 360 will be same as 0 degrees. And taking the points at the distance r from the origin. So you can define the ratios of every trigonometric ratio. You can define every trigonometric ratio according to the definition. So which I have defined in session 2, which I have defined in session 2. So before this, you can once again go through that session and get the appropriate definitions of trigonometric ratios. So from there you can get the values of any angle, trigonometric ratios of any angle according to the definitions of trigonometric ratios. So my dear friends, so like this you can define 0. Of course, 0 degrees is not only equal to 360 degrees. Even after second rotation means 360 plus 360. So that 0 degrees can be also equal to 720 degrees. And one more rotation, 1080. That means one complete rotation is equal to 360 degrees. Two complete rotations will be equal to 720. And 3 complete rotations will be equal to 1080. 4 complete rotations, 14, 40. And 5 complete rotations will be equal to 1800. So like that, you can go on adding 360 degrees for every complete rotation. So all those will be equal to this 0 degrees only. That's why I have taken this as 2n pi, where pi is 180, 2 into pi is 360, n is for number of rotations. So 2n pi means number of complete rotations. Any number of complete rotations will be taken as 0 degrees only. Therefore, ratios for 0 degrees can be taken in this manner. So this is pi by 2. Not only pi by 2 can be taken as 2n pi plus pi by 2. 2n pi plus pi by 2. After any number of rotations, plus pi by 2 will give you the same results. After any number of rotations, plus pi by 2 will give you the same results. After any number of rotations, plus pi will be along negative x-axis, will give you the same values. So like that, you can define the trigonometric ratios of 0, 90, 180, 270. After any number of complete rotations, my dear friends, the values will be same. So now let us go to the trigonometric values of 120 degrees, 150 degrees, 210 degrees, 240 degrees. Okay, 210 degrees and 240 degrees. So in this way, of course, you can also go for what do you say, 300 and 330 also. 300 and 330 I will tell you, but I have taken only 4 values just for your examples. Just for your examples, how to write the values of this one. Dear friends, every time, one angle can be compared with either 180 degrees, that means which is less than 360 degrees. I am speaking about the angles which are less than 360 degrees like this. Okay. So that angle will be compared with the angle 180 degrees or 360 degrees. We have to see whether it is close to 180 or close to 360. Whether it is close to 180 or close to 360. When it is close to 180, how much close to 360 it is? How much close to 180 it is? So now I will take one example. See, this is 120 degrees. So 120 degrees is close to 180 degrees by 60 degrees. This 120 degrees will be close to 180 degrees by 60 degrees. That means 120 plus 60 is 180. But here 120 will be far away from 360. 120 plus 240 will give you 360. So 240 is very huge angle. So that will be far away from 360. But 120 degrees is very close to 180 degrees. Right? So then we have to take how much close to 180 it is. So 120 is close to 180 by 60 degrees. Whereas 150 is also close to 180 by 30 degrees. This 210 is close to 180 by 30 degrees. Whereas 240 is close to 180 by 60 degrees. That means all these are close to 180 degrees only. That's why I have taken as one set. All these angles are close to 180 by 360. Whereas even comparing 240 with 360 degrees will be differ by 120 degrees. 240 degrees is close to 360 by 120 degrees, whereas this is close to 180 degrees by 60 degrees only. So that all these can be compared with 180. Then what to do? So when coming to this one, 120 degrees is close to 180 by 60 degrees. So value will be same as 60 degrees only. 120 degrees, ratio of 120 degrees will be same as ratio of 60 because it is close to 180 by 60 degrees. But here it is in second quadrant. You know what is the sign of second quadrant? You can choose it. So value will be taken as 60 degrees, but sign will be taken as second quadrant. Got the point? So this 150 degrees will be taken as 30 degrees. So value taken by 30 degrees, but sign will be taken by second quadrant. Why? Because this 120 degrees, you can see here. So this 120 degrees and 150 degrees will be in second quadrant, whereas 210 degrees and 240 degrees will be in third quadrant. Therefore, for 210 and 240, sign will be taken according to the third quadrant, whereas for 120 and 150, sign will be taken from second quadrant. But value value of 120 will be taken as value of 60 and value of 150 will be taken by value of 30. Means trigonometric ratio of that particular angle. That means sine 120 is same as sine 60. 120 in second quadrant, sine is positive. Sine theta is positive. So that sine 120 is same as sine 60, which is root 3 by 2. Of course, here, first we are discussing about the values, maybe somewhat difficult to understand, but by practice you will get, I think, very easily. You will remember forever. So that's why I'm discussing. 120 is equal to, that means value is equal to the ratio of 60 degrees, whereas 150 value is equal to the value of 30 degrees. And both will be taken in the second quadrant and sine will be taken. See, I have taken only sine, cos and tan, only 3 values, because remaining will be taken by its reciprocals. So dear friends, you can take this, for example, secant theta. For secant theta, you can go for cos first. Cos 120 is same as cos 60. Cos 60 is 1 by 2, but second quadrant, so minus 1 by 2. Right? And what you can take cos 150. Cos 150 is same as cos 30, but sine is minus. So cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2 and minus. So like that 120 will be taken as 60 degrees for value. And for 120 degrees, sine will be taken from second quadrant. So like that, you can choose the values, dear friends. Got the point here. So in this way, you can get the values of 120, 150, 210. Now coming to, for example, I want to tan 210 degrees. So 210 is close to 180 by 30 degrees, but in third quadrant. So tan 210. So tan 210, no? So 210 is in third quadrant. This is, just a minute, positive, no? Yeah. Just a minute. This is positive. Yeah. So tan 210 is close to 180 by 30 degrees, but lies in third quadrant. So tan 30 is 1 by root 3. So that tan 210 is also 1 by root 3. Coming to 240 degrees. Tan 240 degrees is what? Same as 60 degrees, because 240 is close to close to 180 by 60 degrees. So tan 240 is root 3, because in third quadrant tan is positive, so tan 240 will be taken by positive with the value equal to tan 60. So it is root 3. This is plus 1 by root 3. Whereas tan in second quadrant is negative. So this 120 degrees is close to 180 by 60. So that it is same as tan 60 but negative. And 150 degrees is close to 30 degrees, close to 180 by 30 degrees. So that tan 150 is minus 1 by root 3. So like this, trigonometric ratios of 120, 150, 210 and 240. So even if you want, you can go for 300 and 310 also. For example, I want sine 300 degrees. So 300 is close to 360 than 180. So 300 is close to 360 by how much? 60 degrees. But 300 lies in fourth quadrant. So that sine ratio is negative. Value is sine 60 root 3 by 2. So minus root 3 by 2. So like that 300, 310 will be also 300 and 330 will be also defined taking close to 360. So whether it is close by 360 degrees or close by 30 degrees, according to value will be taken, and according to the quadrant, sine will be taken. So like that you can define the trigonometric ratios of angles in a complete rotation, other than what we have seen 45, 135, 225, which are middles of the quadrants, will be easily known what is that at all the middles? Sine and cos will be 1 by root 2. Tan and cot will be 1. Secant and cosecant will be root 2. And sine of that value will be taken according to the quadrant. Here also, sine will be taken according to the quadrant, but 120 close to 180 by 60. 150 close to 180 by 30. 210 close to 180 by 30 degrees. 240 close to 180 by 60 degrees. Always compare angle either by 180 degrees or 360 degrees. Then take the ratio according to the closeness, how much it is close. When it is close to 180 by 60, take the value as tan 60 only. Take the value as 60. But according to the quadrant, sine of the value will be taken. So dear friends, in this way, you will get the trigonometric values of for some angles. Of course, in future, in some other chapters like compound angles, multiple submultiple angles, we can go for trigonometric ratios of some more angles, and we will see them in appropriate times. And here, dear friends, when T is any trigonometric ratio, so 2n pi plus theta, trigonometric ratio of 2n pi plus theta will be taken by theta only, because number of complete rotations will be simply ignored, because terminal rays will coincide. 2n pi plus theta and theta will coincide, will be same. Therefore, number of rotations need not be considered in the trigonometric value, trigonometric ratio of an angle. So number of rotations can be simply ignored. So what are the complete rotations? Once again, you can memorize. So 360 degrees, 720 degrees, 1080 degrees, 1440 degrees, 1800 degrees, and 1800 plus 360, 2160. So like that, you can go on adding 360 degrees. You will get number of complete rotations for all this. So you can simply ignore in the allied angles. Okay. Now, dear friends, some important results here. Of course, I have taken just 1 or 2, but in exercise for every question, I will give you the perfect idea. So in the next session, mostly I will go with the exercise. In the next session, I'll take some examples of best kind, good kind of questions I will discuss in the next session on this trigonometry. But here, when a plus b is 90 degrees or pi by 2 radians, so you can take sine square a plus sine square b is 1. Why? Because b can be taken as 90 minus a. Then sine of 90 minus a is cos a. Sine of 90 minus a is cos a. So that sine square b becomes cos square a. So that sine square a plus cos square a is 1. So in this way, when a plus b is 90 degrees or pi by 2 radians, sine square a plus sine square b is 1. Cos square a plus cos square b is also 1. And tan a into tan b, this is not tan a plus tan b, no, this is tan a into tan b is 1, my dear friends. And when a plus b equal to 180 degrees or pi radians, then sine a equal to sine b. But cos a plus cos b equal to 0. That means cos a equal to minus cos b. Sin a equal to sin b, cos a equal to minus cos b, and tan a plus tan b equal to 0, my dear friends. Tan a plus tan b equal to 0. So like this, dear friends, we have some important points which are important for exercise. So the exercise, I will take so many important points like this. So please be awaited for the next session, and also I request everyone to share this channel as much as possible, and please encourage your channel. Will be helpful for most of the students like you, and will be good for all. Okay, friends, let us stop our discussion here and continue our session in the next video. Okay, till then, have a nice time, but don't forget to subscribe and share as much as possible then. So you will get many more good sessions of this kind. So till then, have a nice time, dear friends. Okay, let us stop our discussion now.